CSPI. I'd be curious if other people disagree or what they think. But I think, you kind of also popped up at a good moment, which is sort of like at a moment where it kind of felt like the intellectual dark web, in its best sort of incarnation, had kind of fallen apart.
Yeah,
And
it's funny.
sort of
Yeah,
the myth of kind of like the classical liberal, truly neutral center, I think, is people are sort of seeing that that's not there.
that's a
And
very good point. Yeah.
I think you kind of, and everything we've sort of done, I think it's almost like I don't know, I haven't thought enough about it to sort of say there's like a split. But if there is a split, I would say the split is between people who think the woke craziness stuff is like evil and the people who think it's stupid. And I'm not saying you can't think it's stupid and evil, but like, the people who are like, this is like the
Yeah.
the worst thing ever, these people are demons, versus people like, this is like a bunch of incompetent,
Yeah.
crazy people who are over credentialized and like don't know what they're doing. And I think that sort of IDW split, um, is maybe part of why there's been sort of a good audience, because I think a lot of people who've been following these debates for a while sort of felt like a bit let down after that split, and they were like, sort of like, I don't know, do I go towards the evil? The wokeness is evil. These people are evil, or do I like try and look for people who are trying to make sense of this and trying to figure out, okay, like what can we actually do about it? What's the
Yeah.
practical solution?
Well, it's interesting because there's another split too within the evil group, with the people who think that wokeness is evil. There's people who've gone crazy and people who have not gone crazy, right? So there's the people who, the people who have become like skeptical of vaccines and just like, just crazy, like into conspiracy theories and all this stuff. So you have that too. And so I think, we're, if we have any thing in common with some of the intellectual, I think we have a little bit in common, not necessarily a lot. I think I probably have more in common. Maybe, I wouldn't say more in common. I have a lot in common with just American conservatism, American libertarianism. I mean, I don't think I needed an intellectual dark web. I already had a sort of a political faction that was, you know, I had problems with, but was close enough to sort of what I believed. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to say like where we are, we're where I am at least, and I think a lot of people around us are, is that yes, wokeness is evil, but we're not going crazy with partisanship. We're not going crazy with, but that doesn't mean there's no like then the people who think it's stupid, they have this. There's also there's also like this hesitancy to do anything about it. Just this idea that like it would be illiberal or fascist to like do anything, like even stop the government from doing woke stuff, which is crazy. I think Andrew Sullivan is an interesting case because he thinks wokeness is evil. I talked about one of his pieces in my Substack where he's like, oh, this is evil, this is the end of civilization, and then like comes out against critical race theory bans. It's like, wait a minute, like you have public schools and they're teaching things that are literally evil and literally going to destroy civilization, and then you're going to say, well, we're liberal, we can't do anything about it. It's like no, like there's government schools, and government schools teach a curriculum set by the government. Like why are you so hesitant to do anything? So he's there's all these different flavors of this, but you're right. The sort of idea that there was just this intellectual, there was these like people who opposed wokeness, and that was like enough. That gave them enough in common to hold together. Like that's gone. Like
Yeah.
you need something more than that, because all 99.9% of humans in history opposed wokeness. Everyone from like Islamic extremists to the Chinese to like Russians to libertarians. So there's nothing there's nothing to hold you there. It's just there's a very strange there's just this very strange sort of dominant cultural paradigm, and there's a lot of ways to oppose it. Just opposition to it is in and of itself is not practical, because you have to fight something with something, and it's not going to hold any kind of coalition or intellectual movement together.